How to buy your first rental property. Step by step. What if I told you that your financial freedom is within reach, and that the first step could be as simple as buying your first rental property? Picture this. You're sitting on a beach, sipping your favorite drink, while your rental properties are working for you, building wealth. Day after day, month after month. It may sound like a dream, but let me show you how it's possible. Starting today. Point 1. Understand the market. Before you dive in, you need to understand one thing. Location, location, location. You're not just buying a property. You're buying into an opportunity. But how do you find that gold mine? Think about it. If you get this wrong, your investment could become a burden instead of a boon. Sounds scary, right? No one wants a money pit. But don't worry, you can avoid that. Start by studying local real estate markets. Look for growing neighborhoods, up-and-coming areas, or regions with low property prices but high rental demand. You want to find a market where prices are rising steadily, not randomly spiking, and definitely not plummeting. Tip: stay away from places that have just one big company or factory driving all the jobs. What happens when that company moves? That's right, the entire market crashes. Now, the real question is, do you really want to risk waiting too long while other investors snatch up the opportunities? Because, trust me, they're out there, waiting to buy your dream property if you don't act fast. All right, now that you know the market, let's move to the next step. But here's a little secret. This part is where most people fail. Are you ready to find out why? Point 2. Set your budget. You've heard the phrase, don't stretch yourself too thin. But when it comes to buying your first rental property, too thin is exactly what you'll be if you don't properly set your budget. Here's the thing. You're investing for wealth, not to make a poor financial decision that could take years to undo. The budget you set will make or break your journey. If you go in over your head, you'll drown in debt before you even get started. It's easy to get excited and think you can afford more. Don't. Pause for impact. Now here's the kicker. What if I told you there are ways to leverage other people's money to fund your investment? We'll get to that. Just hold on, you're almost there. But now, let's talk about your options for financing. Trust me, this is the most important choice you'll make. Point 3. Financing. So, you have your budget and you know where to buy, but how do you pay for it? You don't need a massive bank account to get started. The secret is in how you leverage other people's money. Conventional wisdom says you need a huge down payment. But that's not necessarily true. Consider government-backed loans such as FHA loans, which only require a 3.5% down payment. Or look into private lenders and house hacking, where you buy a multi-unit property and rent out part of it to cover your mortgage. Does this sound like a dream? Of course, but remember this. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Too much debt can wreck your chances of building wealth, so always make sure your rental income covers the expenses. Are you already wondering how to handle the maintenance, insurance, and other expenses? Well, guess what? There's a clever way to plan for that too. Hint, this is where the savvy investor mentality comes into play. Now you've got your financing. But do you know the best way to protect yourself against disaster? I've got something important to share on that next. Point 4. Risk management. Investing in rental properties isn't without its risks. Anything can happen. Tenants can default on rent, the roof can leak, or your tenants can just destroy the place. Scary? Yes, but don't let fear stop you from building your wealth. Protect yourself with the right insurance policies, including landlord insurance and liability coverage. Always have an emergency fund for unexpected repairs. Important tip. Set aside at least 3 months' rent for unexpected expenses. And what about those tenants? Choose wisely. A bad tenant can cause far more harm than good. Make sure you get them thoroughly. Background checks, rental history, and credit scores. Hint, if your tenant is constantly late on rent, get them out fast. Bad tenants don't get better, they just get worse. You've got your protections in place, but guess what? That's not enough to make you successful. Point 5. Building a team. One of the best ways to set yourself up for success is to surround yourself with experts. People who can help you make the right decisions. Start by hiring a reliable property manager. They'll handle tenant issues, maintenance, and much more. Having a great property manager allows you to focus on scaling your empire without getting bogged down in the day-to-day grind. And don't forget the contractors. Always have a team of trustworthy, affordable professionals ready for repairs or improvements. You need people who understand your vision and help you protect your investment. Building a strong team around you will turn your rental property into a money-making machine. Now, here's the exciting part. The first property is just the beginning. Point 6, scaling. Once you've successfully bought and rented out your first property, it's time to scale. You've learned the ropes, and now it's time to expand. The truth is, most millionaires didn't get rich from a single property. They got there by scaling. Each new property you buy adds more income and more opportunities to reinvest into the next deal. The key to building wealth through rental properties is compound growth. The more properties you own, the more your portfolio grows. But this requires patience, strategy, and constant learning. So let me ask you this. Are you ready to take that first step towards building your financial future? Because now, your journey begins. If you follow these steps and stay consistent, you'll be well on your way to financial freedom. So don't wait for tomorrow. Start your property journey today. Like, share, and subscribe for more on building wealth.